Smooth, relaxed control. Smooth, relaxed control.
The nerves really hit me. Take a deep breath.
Clear your mind.
I like challenging myself. Solid concentration, breaking out one bird at a time.
I just have the drive to just want to win.
This weekend is the Way Yes State Shoot for the youth team. We have about 32 kids on our team here in Seattle.
All the squads lined up here on who's going to be where.
This year's our biggest year. I think it's growing fast because it's something new, especially like in the Seattle area.
Kennedy.
My name is Kennedy Osmond, and I'm part of the SST Ravens. There's so many things I love about shooting. Between the team and the different events and the love and support from each other, it's just amazing. I never had a team like it before.
JV squad, Caden Marcus.
Hi, I'm Caden Marcus, and I'm 15 years old, and I shoot for SST Ravens.
Kayla Wilgus.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I love shooting because it's something I can do with my family and friends, and it's very competitive.
Kamea Herrera.
Hi, I'm Kamea Herrera. I really love the whole process of it. You have to really trust your instincts.
And Aiden Morlock.
I'm Aiden Morlock, I'm 15, and I shoot for the SST Ravens. The team is great. I really enjoy the community that we have.
Has everybody got their ammo? Oh, bib numbers. If you didn't shoot yesterday, come see me right now.
It's a tight-knit group that really want to help each other.
Romeo.
I really wanted to work with Romeo. You can see that he has a passion for this sport, to be a good shooter just like the rest of us. And it's really cool because, I get to help someone. I'm always super excited about what I've learned, and I get to share this knowledge that I have.
SST is a great place to shoot. They kind of just have everything. You could go practice, ski, trap, and sporting all in one day.
You should be good. Couple things, safety, right? Eyes and ears.
Dusted targets are not broken targets. You must see a visible piece. So go hit them.
The terrain in Seattle is completely different than most of the country. We have big terrain, valleys and mountains, and you can throw a lot of different target variety. That's an advantage living here, learning that.
It's very cold and rainy. But Washington, it just has that home feeling. So when you're shooting here, it's just whew, it's just home.
Lots of people are just it's raining, but I've been in the rain enough. We live in Seattle, so you're gonna get it. Just accept it.
Mason Lade is a sporting clays fanatic. His dad, Tim, loves sporting clays.
This is my first year coaching for the Ravens. When I was asked to do it, it was something that I kind of jumped on. With my son shooting, it kind of seemed like a natural progression, and now he's surpassing me, so it's kind of fun to watch that.
My dad, he pushed me a lot. He thought I could like it just as long as I got over the barrier of, the kick and stuff like that. My first time, I got kicked pretty good. I wasn't expecting it. As I kept going and going, I got used to it and then got better and better and saw my progress, and I was like, hey, I kind of like this. This is fun.
Teenagers do not listen to their parents all the time, but, we get through it. And I think we have enough respect for each other when it comes to shooting that he'll listen and, I can coach. Good job, bud.
Winchester Life is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. Winchester Repeating Arms. Winchester Safes. Birchwood Casey. Walkers. Folds of Honor. Shoot United. Make the shooting sports part of your life. This segment of Winchester Life is brought to you by Birchwood Casey.
Well, I really like this sport just because you get to compete with like yourself, and you also have your team to rely on.
Yep, Taylor.
They actually have to come together. You know, they help coach each other. We can't technically coach them, say when we're shooting sporting clays. You can't sit behind them and tell them where they're at or what they're doing. You can give them words of encouragement. You try and do that to keep their spirits up. But you have the kids coach the kids.
Dead loss.
Ever since we got started with this team, I really like how everyone like works together and really wants to help everyone and help others get to know the sport. You're not really focusing on other teams. You focus on your score and what should I do differently next time. I think you get better by just going to the range and shooting and doing it over and over again.
All right, Romeo. Show Ethan how to double up on him.
Yeah, $5 on the double.
$5?
$5.
Oh, there it is. $5. I heard the bet. Oh, and he's paying. Well, dead pair again. Way to conserve ammo. Oh my gosh.
When Romeo hit 8 birds with 4 bullets, it was really cool. You know, usually you see that maybe once, maybe twice, but 4 times in a row, that's crazy.
Is it missing out now?
It's all right, dude. It's okay. It happens. All right, so we're gonna do this skeet shoot off our top 6. So I'm gonna read off the names here real quick if I can read them. Mason Lade, Kayla Willius, and Alex Stevens.
Shoot-offs are a lot different. It's a lot more pressure on you than when you're just shooting out there for fun. Even for me, like, if you shoot a good score on the course, but then you try and do it in a shoot-off, it's a whole different perspective, because you're like, oh no, I have hundreds of people watching me. I don't want to mess up. I like being under pressure. I feel like it motivates me. I feel like I got it from my dad for sure, that competitiveness. I do really have a friendly rivalry with my dad, trying to shoot better or outshoot him.
Kayla started coming with me to sporting clays events probably when she was 7 or 8, and she would just follow me around. And I finally got a 410 shotgun, really light recoil. I'd let her shoot targets on the ground. Soon after that, she started doing the whole course. And here we are today. She's a national competitor.
It was a natural progression. Yeah, it's exciting. We're happy. It's not really about his journey or her journey, it's that they're doing it together.
Ladies, can I get a picture of you guys? Yeah.
Good shit.
You miss it. Double tap.
You can't double tap and skeet.
Oh, you can't?
No.
Oh, good. It's a good thing I didn't do that.
Good job. I would have laughed.
That would have been so embarrassing in front of everyone if I did that.
Kayla pushes me because she's around my age. We compete with each other.
Good shot.
So she pushes me to shoot better. This is one of the few sports that women and men are equal because it's mental.
Alex Stevens, he's a junior this year. You'd look at him and you'd think he was a senior.
My favorite part of shooting is just seeing the clay break.
Alex, got injured in football, didn't want to play this year. He came to us as a good shooter. Really, his muscle memory was already built. It was just repetition for him, getting back in, shooting more to build up to where he's at now.
There you go.
And a 97 in sporting clays today is unreal.
I'd definitely say it's safer than football. It's easier physically, but mentally it's far superior.
When it's your time up to shoot, you need to be focused. So many things can go into the mental state of it. So with gymnastics, I did it for 10 years. It had a lot of toll and energy on my body. Shooting's really not like that. The sport has made my body feel 10 times better than it has ever felt before.
This segment of Winchester Life is brought to you by Walkers.
For fun, I like fishing. We have a couple lakes around here. Fishing compared to shooting, it's kind of like two complete opposites. Sporting clays, that's pretty intense, but then you go to fishing and it's super relaxing. Put it into a low gear and just kind of slow down and just pay attention to like all the little things. You're gonna be more focused, more consistent, and just shoot better in general.
The mentality that I have in shooting has really related to many other sports, such as my cross country, where I have that focus, where it's just like focusing on the process, focusing on that one step that I have. When you're feeling the burn and you're like halfway through the race and you're like, man, I have so much more to go. And it's really hard to look at that entire distance. But if you just look at that small little thing like, hey, look at that tree. I'm gonna get to that tree. I'm gonna make sure that my pacing's right and that my feet are good and that my arms are nice and moving well. And so it's really important to just focus on that process. Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't do anything great if you really just look at the end product. You have to focus on those details, you know, one step at a time.
When Aiden was 12 years old, he became very sick.
It was really, really stressful because, I mean, when you're sick and you're sick for forever, you don't know if you're gonna walk again, if you're gonna be able to be the same person that you were before.
Took him out of shooting for about 9 months.
What are you doing? Nothing. It was really difficult, and especially coming back to my sports, it was really hard. I mean, you're starting from scratch, it feels like, and it's really hard to get back to where you were. Through that, you know, I kind of learned how to get that determination and get that drive. And the same things are prevalent in shooting as well. It's that mentality of just, you know what, even if you get pushed back down, you're gonna get back up and really try your best to really succeed.
When he came back from the illness, it was like basically rebuilding everything. His muscle memory was gone, and you could see it really took a toll on him when he would go out and shoot and not shoot the scores that he put up before. But he came back fairly quickly and started building his muscle memory back up, getting his scores back up, and the smile came back.
It's just been a very fascinating aspect in regards to how the things he's learned in shooting can apply to so many other places in his life.
So let's dive a little bit more in depth with the other shooting disciplines. So in trap shooting, you're gonna have a house directly in front of you with a trap inside the house that wobbles or rotates from left to right or up and down to a certain degree. And you're going to start at the 16-yard line and work your way back to the 27-yard line, rotating to 5 different shooting positions from left to right. And you're gonna shoot a total of 25 targets at each trap field and usually shoot 4 different trap fields in a day. Trap shooting is gonna be your most basic form of clay shooting. You're really only going to have a few different variables. That's gonna be your shooting positions, your yardage, and target angle. Skeet shooting, in my opinion, is the second most difficult clay shooting game. You're going to have 8 different shooting stations that you go to, and you're gonna go in an arc from left to right. You're gonna have different angles that's coming over your head, coming at you, going away, quartering, and crossing. You're gonna shoot a total of 25 targets at each skeet field. How it's scored is similar to sporting. You're gonna have a dead pair, a lost pair, or dead and a loss. You're gonna have singles, you're gonna have reports, and you're gonna have true pairs. Trap, skeet, and sporting clays each present their own difficulties. With trap and skeet, it is the difficulty of trying to stay perfect, mentally trying to deal with knowing you can't miss very much. And in sporting clays, it's a little bit different, where you're just trying to stay in the game and grind it out and hit as many birds as you can, because a perfect score is rarely shot. And that's why I'm a professional sporting clay shooter, because of how difficult it is to be perfect, and you're chasing that day after day.
This segment of Winchester Life has been brought to you by Folds of Honor, providing life-changing scholarships to families of fallen or disabled military and first responders. Winchester Life is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. Winchester Repeating Arms. Winchester Safes. Birchwood Casey. Walkers. Folds of Honor. Shoot United. Make the shooting sports part of your life.
Winchester AA, the most trusted target load out there, hands down, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you're a serious target shooter, you know AA's, it's probably your go-to.
Talk to me about what makes AA so special. I know there's so many great things about it, obviously hard hitting and tight patterns, but why is that?
Well, what makes it hard hitting is really the secret sauce, which is antimony, so hard shot. That 6% antimony really helps that shot stay more round, so when you shoot, there's a lot of setback forces, and that shot will actually deform, press upon itself, and that'll affect patterns. You know, rounder shot is gonna fly straighter, retain more energy, and that's really what we've done with AA's.
You talk about the hulls for a second. I mean, these are extremely amazing hulls, right? I mean, it makes it for good reloadability, is that right?
Right, a lot of people, whether that's 28 gauge, 410, 20, 12 gauge, all of our hulls are a high strength hull. We use a particular process, thicker plastics, so that way you can get more reloads out of it. So, you know, for those people who want to build their own loads, maybe save a little bit of money, AA's are perfect for that.
Well, AA has been around forever. It's one of the most trusted out there, and I think that speaks for itself. The fact that if you're a target shooter, you're using AA, especially if you're going high caliber or competing, AA is exactly what you should be using.
Any questions? Last event of the state shoot. Come find me and ask me later if you do have any questions. Let's be safe, focus on the targets, and break them all.
Thank you, Head Coach Mike Compton. This is your game. When you stand on that stand, it's all you. Let's go, Ravens! More time for your eyes to soften in the field. Seeing the clay exploding up in the sky, the ink, it's beautiful.
Ed is into the shooting sports big time, and Kamea has been shooting for a long time. Her muscle memory on skeet is unreal.
I try to do every single pre-shot routine the same, so it's like perfect when I'm shooting, and it's like when I go to competitions, it's just like practice.
You can't be a champion right away. You can't be a winner right away. You can't cheat the grind. You have to work the grind. It's a process of life, it's a process of the game, and I think it's in any kind of game, it's always like that.
I wish I could tell to my younger self that it's gonna take a lot of time. You're not gonna be perfect.
So close.
The first time I started shooting, I shot a 1, and I was like so devastated. And I was like, I wanna be as good as my brother. Like, I wanna shoot at a higher score. And I see like the kids around me shooting like 19s and above. I was like so jealous of them. And I would just say to like, just keep practicing. Just compete yourself, don't compete with others.
If I can pass it along to every kids, you know, the passion that I, feel every time, I see that beautiful dust. If I can make that kind of feeling to all the kids, then I did my job. Good job. You did a good job.
I still love the smile out there.
Amelia Herrera with 272.
They had a great time racking up all those top positions. They were happy campers.
I just love seeing the camaraderie that comes even from the different teams when they're competing. You know, they're out there to beat each other, but then at the same time, they celebrate one another's successes.
I can do this sport for the rest of my life and not hurt my body. Maybe, you know, bruise the cheek a little bit.
So what's your plan next year?
So I'm going to Boise State. I'm going to shoot there, actually, at Boise. So they have a club there.
The future is coming up fast. She's excited to move on to the collegiate level.
This is definitely something I want to do for the rest of my life. This is an amazing sport. I never knew it existed until a couple years ago, and there's so many other things that are to it, and I think the younger generations will really appreciate it.
First place, our host team from SST with 1,396 points.
At the end, there's also like the team award where it's like highest shooters overall. So if you're part of that, that's a pretty big deal.
It means a lot. Like this weekend, it was really an accomplishment for my squad. We got JV HOA, and it was really fun for all of us because we all had to put in the work together to get that award.
It's camaraderie, it's fellowship with all the other shooters. It's the smiles that keep me coming back every time.